This is Favors Financial Topics, various topics. So, what are the big five personality traits? Costa and McCrae suggests that personality is structured among five dimensions. They argue that personality traits tend to be bipolar, with some people scoring on diagnostic tests at either extremes, high or low. The following make up the big five. So these are the ones: NEOAC, neuroticism, extroversion, openness to experience, agreeableness, conscientiousness. So we're going to look at the high-low dimensions and how personality traits and high-low dimensions affect our understanding of personal finances, which if we have a bad understanding would contribute to our financial setback, and how we might need to consider personality in terms of financial recovery. Agreeableness. So high, soft-hearted, trusting, generous, acquiescent, lenient, good-natured. And then low, ruthless, suspicious, stingy, antagonistic, critical, irritable. You know, in some ways, acquiescent and its low dimension antagonistic is a very interesting strategy, right? Sometimes you may need to be antagonistic with your finances to prevent people from taking advantage of you. And antagonistic is not necessarily exhibiting antagonistic behavior or having this kind of attitude. You can't touch my finances, right? I'm not going to let you touch my finances. You need to make your own money. All of that can still be true, but I wouldn't want to be acquiescent either. I'm not saying antagonistic is the best strategy, but if you have it in mind, if you sit with yourself and you have this journal in mind, that this is what I'm only willing to give out per month to a friend who might be in trouble, versus that person trying to boss your finances, put you on a guilt trip, and then you end up becoming acquiescent to them. Right, okay, here you go. Here's the $20, right? Because when they are acting in that way, they are basically acting antagonistic towards you. They're pouting. They are critical of you. I mean, you always have all this money, but you never give anybody anything. Okay, it may not be for me to give anybody anything, and it's not always for me to serve my family. There's nothing wrong with helping a family member. I needed help, and I'm still willing to help somebody. But at the same time, if all you did was give all your money to your family, you will never have anything to give to a person who is in real need. And so that's why I chose acquiescent first, because then you can work backwards and look at generous and trusting and soft-hearted and see how they kind of lead up to acquiescent, which makes you feel bad, and too lenient and good natured. Nothing wrong with being good natured, but people love to take advantage of people who are good natured. It's something that they can read on them. And as soon as they read it on you, you become their mark. You become their target. And then they begin to con you. And they could be the nicest person. They could be the types of people who you would still hang out with and have dinner with. But when people view you as soft-hearted and trusting, it's like something on the inside of them feels like they got to take advantage of you. I don't know if they want to test it out to see if I say this or lie about this, will she do it? Will he do it? Will he or she become acquiescent to me, right? And so then if they are acting that way, that's essentially them being ruthless, suspicious, stingy, antagonistic, critical, irritable, meaning that they are pouting and they are mad that they can't get their own way. And so the goal then becomes for them to get their own way. They're not trying to achieve the goal to resolve a current financial setback. They're trying to achieve the goal of trying to get you to give them as much as they want, not need, in the moment. And so that's why with agreeableness, that's why I focused on acquiescent and antagonistic, that sometimes You don't have to yell at them. You don't have to say, crazy things or whatever, put them in their place. But you can set a financial goal that, like you see it on a pie chart, or certain amount goes to shelter costs, certain amount goes to car insurance, other types of creditors, and that little sort of angle, triangle, goes to, I don't know, petty cash or something like that. Something that might be, say for instance, a person comes to your house and they get a car flat or something like that, and you may have to have a tow truck driver come out. Well, you have petty cash in the house, and so you might set aside $100 and put it in one of those little containers in your kitchen for things like that. It includes you, but it's not like you have to go and hide in a closet and figure out your finances, right, to see if you can do it. You already know, based upon the planning you've already done prior to the person asking you something, that I can't do it. So then once you've planned it out and you know your finances, it makes it much easier for you to say no. Just because you have a lot of money in the bank doesn't mean you have that money available. Your mortgage you may have $2,400 in the bank, and your mortgage is $1,200, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have an extra $1,200 to give to somebody else, because you want to make sure that you have your mortgage 1 month ahead. So just in case you lost your job, or just in case something happened, or just in case you had a fire at your house and you had to go and live in a motel. And that's what we do. We think that the money that we have in the bank, the extra money after we paid our bills, is extra money to spend. That only works as if you had another extra $1,200, meaning that 3 times $1,200, 36. Then maybe you can make the decision, okay, I can let go with maybe the $200 or something like that. But it's still not a good idea to let go of that extra $1,200, again, because anything could happen. So this is the personality trait, agreeableness. All right, hopefully you were able to gain some insight from this series topic. Like, subscribe, and visit. Like the video, hit the notification bell for future videos. You can visit my website, which is still in development, reginayfavors.com. You can always email me with a question, reginayfavors@yahoo.com. You will be able to purchase the book by the end of October 2021. I'm hoping that I will have it completed, completely revised rather. It is already written and done. I just have to edit it. It is Overcoming Setback: 5 Keys for Entering and Exiting Correction. Thank you for visiting the channel. Coming soon is my new book that I am working on presently and hope to complete by the end of the year, December 2021, preferably February 2022, and that is Favors: Financial Recovery, Psychological Approaches to Overcoming Financial Setback, with some workbook elements. So it is the it will be the book that will support the audio series, although I have developed the audio series prior to actually writing the book. So be on the lookout for this new book. When it comes out, when I finish, I will create an audio introduction to the book. Thank you again for visiting the channel.